guys, our first MMA bout tonight. Sam Wilton in the Koncept gym against Dominey from the Ippon gym. Three-minute rounds of action. What's already been an incredible night.
Yeah,
everyone's been superb.
I've been really enjoying it, but now we get into the MMA, and I'm looking forward to it. I almost don't expect them to take each other down almost.
Guillotine.
Oh, but he's on the right side.
Lovely single leg there. Defend the guillotine. He should be safe on that side. I was saying earlier that Sam Wilton's corner is Kate Jackson. Kate Jackson's a very respectable strawweight fighter who has fought on The Ultimate Fighter and as well as fought on Bellator shows. So like I said earlier, he's going to be used to that high level, high caliber coaching, and you can see already that he's doing very well here.
And really set up with some nice work to the body, good punching combinations to get him to where he wants to be.
Yeah, and I think he's just managing to dominate now on the floor, and I think he's trying to break out of half guard now and try and get into side control, it looks like, but he does still have his hand in for that guillotine. So it'll be interesting to see, because it isn't very orthodox to get someone from there. I don't think it's possible. I'm not sure.
When bringing you in on that, when do you suddenly think to realise it's not on and maybe not waste your energy?
I don't want to jinx myself, but I would have left go by now and worked something else. He's got to be careful for the Von Flu choke for starters. That's something he's got to watch out for. But if I was Brandon now, I would try and get out of here, get an underhook and get back to my feet. He went for the guillotine earlier, it looked quite tight, but Sam pulled the single leg, which was a perfect defence to it. He's fallen on the right side. But if I was Brandon, I'd definitely be leaving go of that guillotine and working at something else.
And so he's got a lockdown in a little bit as well, just holding in there. So when he's got the lockdown on like that, he's not actually able to get off the bottom either. So it just looks like he's going for the choke, or at least holding it so he can reposition to get a choke.
Now in terms of point scoring, with that said, Sam's getting the knees in, the elbows in. In a way, he's still dominating, isn't he?
He's in the top position, so I think the 9 times out of 10 it will go towards him, unless the guy on the bottom is putting him in severe danger, which at the minute I don't think he is.
And to the guys back home, they look at something like that, the elbows to the leg, and they think they're not effective. But I can guarantee you, after about 5 or 6 of them, you're going to start to feel them.
And it makes it more difficult then to grapple, because your legs are starting to go numb, so you're not able to have as much control over your opponent as you'd like.
Tactically, Brandon is trying to tie Sam up, but he needs a change totally here, because for the first minute and a half it's been all Sam Wilton.
Considering it's Sam Wilton's first fight, he's doing very well. He's the aggressor. Back to the feet. Wouldn't have turned my. There we go. Back to the wrestle here now.
Oh, good
big knee, lovely knee.
And
what's
single
the
leg again? Exactly the same.
Yeah.
And I wonder if he's gonna.
Nice mount, nice, just before the bell.
Now, the mount was perfectly timed, but we saw there from the way when they got back up, Sam Wilton wanted it back down on the ground. He was comfortable there, he was confident there, and he worked the position again well. So across the 3 minutes, it's got to be a big round for the man in the blue corner.
Definitely, considering it's his debut as well, he's fighting very intelligently. He's getting the experience in. He's winning the rounds very comfortably, in my opinion.
But as Reece said, we know what Sam will want to do. He'll want to go for that single double leg straight away. He sets it up nicely with the hands again. He's the taller of the two, and suddenly these hands and feet together, Reece, a different tactic, but it's all for that. He wants to go for that single double leg.
And he's got, he's got the guillotine in a little bit better. So Sam's got to watch out now. That is much more difficult. He nearly tapped then. He needs to compose himself a little bit and try and get out of the guard.
Like I said earlier, Sam it was working lovely with the single leg. I said if Brandon needed to change something up, he needed to pull guard early. He has, but like I said, they're trying to work something here. I don't know how much strength he's got in his arms. After that first round, a lot of that lactic acid build up in his arms could be a big factor here.
Possibly just a bit overconfident, Sam, there at the beginning of the second, because everything worked in the first. He did the same. He got the setup, put the arms in high, the high kicks, went for the single leg, got it, but a different position this time.
It almost seems like this is what Brandon was looking for in the first two and didn't manage to get it, because the single leg was at the right angle. But now Sam is caught, and he needs to do something. But I feel like if Brandon had this, it would be done.
Yeah, it's just we've already been in this for nearly 30 seconds now, and nothing has changed.
Now he needs to move.
Yeah, he's left go.
So we have a slight wardrobe malfunction there for Sam. I hope he gets a chance to sort that out in a sec.
The posture's a big thing now. Yes, that's what he needs. He's the posture up.
That's much better from Sam.
Yeah.
And again, this for me is giving him the round again. Brandon, across the opening round and the first half of this, has found himself in defensive mode. I said, you thought he might have had a better position for that guillotine at the beginning of the second here, but again, we've had Sam posture up. He's going to do the same again now.
Yeah, the posture is beautiful here. But like you said, you know, the only problem with these guillotines when you're pulling guard is if it messes up, you're on your back, and he was on his back for most of the first round. He's on his back for most of the first round, and now he's on his back again in the second round. So, look, he has to change something up in this third round. Yeah. Sam's nearly in full mount here as well. You know, if he can survive this round, he has to do something. Brandon has to do something else in this third round.
And you just feel, I was just about to say, if Sam frees his head here, we're going to get more Brandon coming down.
The posture is the big thing as well, you know. He's pulling his head down, but when he postures up, he unloads a lot of ground, nice ground and pound there.
And from a good angle.
He needs to keep that posture, keep it up, and then go from there. But as you can see, he's keeping his chest low. I think he's waiting for the right time to posture up and unload some shots.
Yeah, but I think it's such a confidence booster that he got in a full guillotine in guard and managed to tough it out. So I feel like he's probably feeling quite confident right now.
And I say that confidence is because since that moment, Brandon has been in defensive mode the whole time.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And I think from his back, it doesn't look like he wants anything except a stall and a stand-up, which is a fine tactic. It's just it's not working with Sam because he's posturing up and hitting him.
Unfortunately for Brandon, he needs to stop this next round, and he needs to change something up. You know, the guillotines are not working. Let's go to something else.
Well, you mentioned the stand-up, Reece, but what we saw effectively in both rounds 1 and 2 is the way that Sam uses that stand-up. Right above our commentary position, the hands high, the high kicks to get that single leg. If Brandon's going to stay on his feet, he's going to have to adapt to that, because at the moment, the problem is, even though we had the guillotine problems, Sam is taking him down at will.
Yeah, and at the minute, Brandon isn't doing enough to get back to his feet, so I don't think that he's threatening enough of a submission to get a submission, and I don't think he's doing enough to force the fight back to his feet where he seems more comfortable.
I think it's safe to say as well, like the guillotine issue that Sam had to deal with in that second round, I think you can kiss that goodbye now, because Brandon's arms must be feeling heavy right now, must be.
He's 2 rounds to the good with 1 round to go.
Yeah, definitely, you know, I think he's definitely 2 rounds up in my book, you know. I don't think there's not a judge on this planet that would give it that to Brandon. So, like I said, he's going to try and do the same game plan. Brandon needs to catch him with the right shot.
Big shot.
We haven't seen Brandon look for the takedown. We haven't seen him to look to put Sam on his back and see how comfortable he is there.
I'm actually trying to figure out what Brandon's game plan is, and I'm not
that single leg.
Sure.
Yeah, there it is.
It's big.
There it is.
Oh, now it's huge.
That was a beautiful takedown there by Sam. Lifted the high cross from the single leg, and has also saved himself from that guillotine. That was a beautiful takedown there. Not just a beautiful technique, but beautiful the way he thought about going the right side of that guillotine as well. He's a very mature fighter considering this is his debut.
That's what I was going to say, Rhys. A debut performance, he hasn't put a foot wrong.
No, I think he's been really, really calm, really logical in his approach.
There's that bomb fluke choke. Oh, nearly had it there.
Now, Brett, you mentioned the reliance of Brandon on the guillotine attempt. Can it happen to a fighter where you drill a favourite technique, or you're comfortable with a favourite technique, and you look for it, it's been successful for you? Can you be over-reliant?
Definitely. You feel like you catching everybody in the gym, and you feel like you can catch anybody in the world with it, but it's not one of them things. You know, the first round you try to give it a go, it didn't work. The second round looked more promising. But at the end of the day, you need to start changing things up. This is what I mean about being a Swiss Army knife in this game. You can't be just a normal blade. You have to have other things there. And I think for Brandon, let's get back to that drum. Let's try other chokes out. You know, he has a beautiful guillotine. It's just he hasn't pulled it off here tonight.
Sam is looking to get past here, and I think he's going to get into side control.
Nice take the back.
Rhys, being blunt, there's been no plan B for Brandon, has there?
No, I'm not sure what plan A was. If I'm being totally honest, I wonder if it's all a bit overwhelming to him, or he wasn't expecting Sam to be so complete as a fighter.
Brett, that's a good term, complete. You've mentioned it's his debut. He's handled everything that's come his way. He's been calm and comfortable with the guillotine. Now, with a debutant, let's be honest, Brandon might have got away with that because he panics. It's his first time out. It hasn't happened. hand with him.
Definitely not, you know, and you can see he's worked a lot of different things here today. He's covered all bases in my book. He's a bit of ground and pound, a bit of grappling, a bit of the wrestling and the striking. You know, this is a very, very, very good debut performance for Sam, you know, and all fairness to Brandon, he's digging deep there.
He's in mount now.